Hey everybody, welcome back again to Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy, where the proof is in the singing. I'm continuing my series on taking incredible, legendary, isolated vocal tracks. I'm doing a singing lesson, a little tutorial about, how it was recorded, some backstory in the band. Next up is Kate Bush. The song is called Wuthering Heights. This is by request. Strangely, I got a lot of requests for this. I may not get a lot of views for it because I don't know a lot of people even know the song or know her, but it was quirky enough and I got enough people, you guys asking me for it. So if you have something you're really passionate about, you really want me to do an analysis, go ahead and put it in the comments section so I can try to get a track for it or have one made or extracted, and I'll do my best. But anyway, gang, also if you wouldn't please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm coming up on 1 million subs. I'd love to hit that 1 million mark really soon. I have a singing course. If you guys are interested in wanting to learn how to sing, it's really good. I walk you through step by step on how all these artists get to these places and hope to help you get to the voice that you dreamed of and would love. So you can find it right here at kentamplinvocalacademy.com, where I have a free singing forum over there too. You can sign up for free, kick the tires a little bit, check it out and see if singing is right for you. Or if you're an intermediate or advanced singer, I take you all the way to the highest levels of singing. So I'm going to dive right in. Now, Kate is just a quirky lady, quirky song, very interesting, haunting, kind of tweaky, creepy melody for this tune. And the video was also really creepy, but she cut her own path. And it was really interesting that she struck a chord with enough people that are basically crazy. No, I'm kidding. To her success. So check this out. Listen.
Out on the winding, windy moors we'd roll and fall in green.
Now, if there was no instrumentation to that, and I came up with you. It's like, what's a song in the 70s? I remember it was, I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key. Right? It's got that kind of, weirdly, almost demented sort of flavor to it. Listen to it again. Check it out.
Out on the winding, windy moors we'd roll and fall in green. You had a temper like my jealousy.
By the way, Kate, I'm not making fun of your tune. It's just so abstract, bizarre, esoteric that it's hard to understand until, in fact, let's just do this now, until you hear it with the music and it makes musical genius sense to it. Listen to this.
Out on the winding, windy moors we'd roll and fall in green. You had a temper like my jealousy, too hard, too greedy. How could you leave me when I needed to possess you? I hated you, I loved you too.
Now, this is the kind of girl in this song, not her, not the song. I keep going back to the crazy, right? That if you're, swiped, whatever the dating thing is people use these days. I'm not on one, so I don't know. But, and you're looking through and you see Kate, right? And, you're going out with Kate. And then, all of a sudden, Kate kind of goes, I wrote a song for you. And this is it.
How could you leave me when I needed to possess you? I hated you, I loved you too.
Right? You'd kind of go, run! Wouldn't you? My Kate Bush fans are going to hate me for that. Anyway, but it's kind of demented. It's kind of creepy. It's like, Hannibal Lecter sings it or something, right? What are we having for lunch?
Bad dreams in the night. He told me I was going to lose the fight. Leave behind my
Wuthering, right? But it makes sense with the music, and that's what's so cool about it. Check it out.
He told me I was going to lose the fight. Leave behind my It's me, a Kathy.
And then all of a sudden, there's this genius, beautiful, coherent, non-crazy melody that happens in the chorus, right? Listen to this. It's really interesting. I'll leave the music out for a second so you hear the vocal alone. I'll put the music back in. But then there's this just gorgeous, timeless melody. Check it out.
It's me, a Kathy.
Good pitch. By the way, I want to add something else to this. Try to sing these intervals that are this, you have to pretty much memorize them. It's not like something that comes second nature, but how pitch perfect she is in some of this stuff and be able to pull this off, pretty stinking cool. Let's listen to it again. I had to annotate that and comment on that along the way. Here we go.
It's me, Kathy, come home, I'm so cold, let me know.
Very unique.
It's me, Kathy, come home, I'm so cold, let me know.
Cool. Now check it out with the music, how beautiful this is. It's really beautiful.
It's me, Kathy, come home, I'm so cold, let me know. It's me, Kathy, come home, I'm so cold, let me know. Ooh, it gets dark, it gets lonely on the other side.
Doesn't it kind of sound like a horror film a little bit when it gets to the verses?
Ooh, it gets dark, it gets lonely on the other side from you. I find a lot lost through without you.
By the way, even her, very unique sound in her voice also.
Coming back now, cool Heathcliff, my one dream, my only lost love. So long I roam in the night.
Right? Now, if you didn't have the instrumentation of this and all you heard was that vocal, you would go, that just doesn't make any sense until you put the track in.
Coming back now, cool Heathcliff, my one dream, my
Right.
only lost love. So long I roam in the night, coming back to his side to put it right, coming home to walk through the highest he's seen. It's me, Kathy, come home, I'm so cold, let me know.
By the way, I was on my tiptoe and I twirled around like a tiny dancer ballerina. That's kind of reminds me of like, you know, I could almost see like in ice skating ring, it's me, and I feel, right? Can't you kind of see that as far here?
Coming home to walk through the highest he's seen. It's me, Kathy, come home, I'm so cold, let me know. It's me, Kathy, come home, I'm so cold, let me know. Ooh, let me have it, let me grab your soul away. Ooh, let me have it, let me grab your soul away. You know it's me.
Okay. Before I finish the end, from a songwriter standpoint, I've written a lot of songs, as you guys know. I've even written songs for Kiss records, right? I've written a lot of songs for a lot of people, particularly myself. We've talked about this before. I've got 40 records out, a lot of music placed in film and television, etc. How does one go about writing a song like this? Like, really think about that. I suspect that obviously she came up with the chords first, and these chords were really trippy and they're very intervallic and a lot of weird intervals and stuff, right? And then she either had to find vocals that fit around it, or it was just kind of so much in her that these creepy kind of kooky chords that she just heard a melody that kind of came to her as she was kind of, you know, stomping out some of this stuff, pounding it out, and she was able to do it. But I suspect that the chords came first. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Now, the reason I bring it up is because a lot of people ask me, well, Ken, how do you write songs? How do you write your songs? Do you start it with the lyric first and then you accompany it with a guitar or whatever? Do you start it with a guitar first or whatever? And a lot of things are very, very different. If I'm writing a ballad, writing on an acoustic is very different than writing on an electric guitar. Writing with a drum groove like an AC/DC vibe is very different than, writing like on an acoustic, let's say, or piano. So the answer to that question, in her case, I'm pretty confident that they started out with the chords first, and maybe she, kind of found her way through that, and then they stumbled across some other things, and out came this really very unique. By the way, I know made a lot of fun along the way, and I wasn't trying to do that at Kate Bush's expense. It's just sort of how it makes me feel, and I got to be honest with you guys, because otherwise it just makes no sense either. But I will say that the genius songwriting, it's withstood the test of time. A lot of people really like her, and they like her for her uniqueness because it is so different and not so typical, and that is what helps make it great. All right. Now, so back to the songwriting. So if I'm writing a heavy rock tune, a lot of times I'll find out a really cool electric guitar groove with a drum part. It may be something straight, boom, cat, and I'll come out, and then the vocal, well, I've been a sipping, so I'll find, some kind of cool phrasing pocket thing that fits with a rhythm or something that's rhythmically driven. If it's a ballad or if it's acoustic, I'll usually come up with some beautiful chords, and I'll carve a melody outside the chords that I'm hearing, and I'll try to, like Michelangelo said, about, the Moses or the thinker, I guess it was, excuse me, not Moses, but anyway, and he just says he liberated, the image out of the rock. I know I've said that a few times, but writing songs is like that when you have a chord structure and you're trying to pull a melody or extract a melody out of the chords themselves. That's a lot of times the way I'll write. Or sometimes I will hear a melody in my head and I'll try to find the chords that match it, like, some melody will appear in my head, some alien voices talking to me, and I'll try to get the chords to accommodate it. And then there's times, like I wrote a song for my kids called Cherish the Moment. And it was a lyric that I had that was just, talking about my kids growing up and what it felt like, as they were growing up. And I had to actually find, so we started with the lyric, I had to create a melody to it. Then I found myself adopting the lyric to match the melody, cutting out certain words, singing phrases differently, rewording certain things to get that lyric to match the melody. And that is the genius of really good songwriting. So let's take out the rest of this. Check it out. Cool. Anyway, gang, hopefully you enjoyed coming along for the ride with me as much as I enjoyed giving you the ride. And I have more of these rides headed your way, so definitely check out my next video.
Out on the winding, windy moors, we'd roll and fall in grief. You had a temper like my jealousy, too hard to grieve.